shine. Gotta make the game on time. All week long, gotta train, 'cause I'm better than the rest. Alright. Alright. Matches done, feeling good. Rival team is raving too. On the field, think of you. Trainer says some love tonight. Alright. Alright.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Solo Rush Soccer Report, coming to you live from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, as always, assistant coach Frank Tricomi.
Pleasure to be here, John.
Frankie, what's going on?
You didn't say lovely co-host, so.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to watch what you say these days. We got a really, really rowdy audience out there, you know, outside the studio.
Yeah,
so.
I kind of see them through the glance over there.
You got to watch what you say these days, you know. You got to pick and choose your words.
It's like Beatlemania.
So what's going on in the world of soccer? I mean, Richmond Town finally got back into, you know, the March Madness. We got the Rush going this past weekend, fresh off of that tournament. And
it was more like March Sadness.
yeah, you know what? You're right.
Rather than March Madness.
And I'll take all the hits that, you know, we've laid another egg, I guess. But I will say this. We started off with 2 losses. And first one was to the Starfish, right? Old lady Star of the Sea.
Yeah.
And you know, looking back, because the games are on YouTube, if anyone's interested in watching, you just go to Richmond Town and Richmond Town Rush, and you'll see the games. And like I said, going back on that, watching the tape, because the tapes do not lie.
Yeah.
Flat out error or mistake or turnover, whatever you want to call it, off a goal kick, we kick it right to the other team, and before you know it, it's in the back of your net.
Yeah.
And that was the only score of the game, 1-0. And we start the tournament off with a loss. And, you know, in an indoor tournament like that, one loss could do you in. 1
loss, 1 goal. Whenever the games are so short that if you get behind the goal and the other team plays defense for
actually,
8 or 9 minutes,
I think this tournament we had at 10-minute games was
Yeah.
probably the longest that we've been involved with.
Yes.
I think, because I know previous years we had 8 and 7 minutes, but 10 minutes was pretty nice. But again, you gotta win games in the indoor tournament, otherwise you're doomed as far as making the finals and getting it, you know, to the next round. I think we were the first team to be knocked off and eliminated.
Showing us.
Yeah, so
they showed us our T-shirts and.
Yeah, they threw us out T-shirts and basically showed us the exit there. But we stuck around to the end, and we'll get into that. Yeah, you know. Game 2, I'm looking at the schedule here. Game 2, we played St. Joseph, St. Thomas, a team that we dominate on the outdoor field, you know. But, again, if you don't do the simple and this game came down to the last few seconds anyway. I think they hit the goal post, and, again, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
They hit a goal post. A rebound comes right back out to an oversized girl, I would say. And I'm not saying it out of disrespect. Oversized, I mean, this girl was big.
Yeah.
Tall, a lot taller than the normal 8-year-old, I would say.
This girl was at least a head taller than our tallest girl.
Easy. And she was a lot stronger, obviously.
Yeah.
Taking shots. She did everything for them. And where was she in the outdoors? We weren't. You know,
yeah.
I think that they did circles around her in the outdoor.
You know what it is with a smaller field, I guess.
She could do a lot more damage.
Yeah, you could do a lot more damage.
That's exactly what it came down to. So this particular person, I don't even know her name, but she's a good player. I mean, she played well on the indoor. Took a couple of shots, and the clock's winding down now. We're like at 10 seconds. I think they hit the post. The rebound comes back to her. She actually, before that, I'm sorry, this was backtrack a little. They had a throw-in. Right, and I was right there, and she threw the ball, and it went right into our net. Obviously, that's not a goal. And the other sideline, the other team, they're all thinking it's a goal. Parents say, you can't throw the ball in the net. Wake up, people. How could you throw a ball right into the net? Is that soccer?
Well,
And you got half the other team saying it's a goal, and the parents are saying. Anyway, that aggravated me. But
well,
I knew right away, and luckily the referees knew the game, the rules, and they called it off. So as time is winding down, 10 seconds, like I said, off a rebound shot that hit our goal post, she puts it in. Again, we lose 1-0, and that's basically the tournament right there.
Unfortunately, in that game, you talk about that game. I think that game was the most critical because I think had we won that game, we might have actually had a chance to advance. Yeah. And Gabriella did have a breakaway, which we kind of thought there may have been a foul called on that bigger girl. It was a no call, but just to show you how much the game could change in a minute or two. She's got a breakaway. It's just her and the goalie. She gets pushed. 2 minutes later, they come back and score that winning goal with 6 seconds.
Listen, there's one thing I've learned a long time ago, and you got to fight through non-calls, adversity, and stuff like that. And it was my own daughter that got pushed, but whatever. It is what it is. You get pushed. You don't get the call by the referee. I was yelling. I didn't yell at the referee, but I was telling her, use your whistle. Don't be afraid. Blow it. If it's a foul, it's a foul. But she didn't see it that way, so you move on. You can't cry anything about fouls and calls that are not made, so you just move forward. I'm riled up now about that throwing goal. I'm all riled up. I'm burning inside about that. How could you think that's a goal? How? I don't know. I still don't see it. But anyhow, so now we're down 2 games, right? We lost 2 games. Pretty much the first one on a mistake, the second one on a last-second goal. So we're 0-2, and I told the team after that, I says, I didn't tell them we were done. I knew pretty much we were done, and we had to just play for, play for fun, pride, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think we did pretty much that because the next 2 games, we played against game number 3 was let's see, where are we here? Oh, Blessed Sacrament, the Crickets. Again, another team that if we're outdoors on a field, on a regular field, we dominate.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this team because they're in Division probably 15 or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
They're like worlds apart.
Yeah.
From the Rush on the outdoor field. So, but again, we failed to score a goal, and we didn't lose this one, 0-0 tie. Now that brings us to, we had 6 prior games, and the 3 that we had just played, so that's 6 and 3. That's 9 straight games without scoring an indoor goal. Okay, so we have 1 game left to go in the March Madness tournament, and that was against, we got that last game, Frankie. Oh, I'm sorry, St. Charles. Now, you look at St. Charles, they're just coming off the Winter Classic champ. They won the indoor tournament for the Winter Classic. And they were doing well in the March Madness. I think they were one of the teams that haven't lost a game. They didn't lose a game. So we battled them. Again, outdoors, another team that we own. We own them. I think it's like 7-0 against them outdoors. But indoors, we played them to a 0-0 tie. And they went on, to their credit, they went on to the finals.
I believe we actually lost to them in the opening of the Winter Classic as well, before they went on to win that tournament back in January.
Yeah, we probably lost to them in January.
But again,
indoors and outdoor, 2 different, worlds, I think, as far as, I don't even think the indoor soccer game that they call is really soccer, but we play it just for the fun, fun of it and stuff like that. And we're here to talk about it. We could sit here and we could talk. We definitely, I've had Facebook messages from people. The Richmond Town Rush are not an indoor team. They can't play indoor. So I'm taking all the hits from that, and it's all in good fun anyway. The girls knew after the second loss. Are we done? They were asking me questions. How, what are we doing? How many more games? This and that. So I just have to play 1 game at a time. And, they were upset that we didn't get far in that tournament. But you know, it's hard. It's a faster game. I don't think most of the girls are up to the ball the way, you know, how quick it runs across the floor.
Yeah.
You know, so. All right, with that being said, you know, St. Charles, we're just going to get right to the finals, Frank, because they played so many other games after that, like between the first and second round of the playoffs. The Stardust C played St. Charles in the finals, and that was a great game. We stayed there to watch that.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed, out of the whole night, is watching that mascot, which I didn't even know Staten Island Soccer League had a mascot. He had a Metro Star jersey on, so he's a little backdated with that. But, you know, it was fun seeing that. It was fun for the kids. The kids took some pictures with the mascot. He came on to the middle of the gym there. He was doing a little dance and stuff like that. That stuff, I like. I dig that. So, getting back to the final for the March Madness, we had Stardust C, one of our arch rivals there, you know.
Yeah.
And we'll be seeing them. They're in Division I this season, along with St. Charles. They're in Division I, so we'll see both of them again. I believe it was a scoreless game.
Yes.
Going into the overtime, as you updated me on that, and I don't know why I was thinking 3-2, but it was a scoreless game in overtime, and Stardust C, I think they just got a lucky shot. You know, the ball just, that game was headed to penalty kicks, and that's what I was hoping to see, just so the game lasts longer. You know, you get more of a soccer game and stuff
more
like that.
for your money.
Yeah, exactly. More for your money at Petrides. But lucky shot, you know, beats the keeper for St. Charles, and as we know, Rob is a good friend over there coaching that team, and he's done a great job with the St. Charles. What are the what's that team?
Wildcats.
The Wildcats, right? He did a great job with them this whole winter. You know, getting to 2 finals back to back, and you can't ask for really anything more except for winning both of them. But he's got one under his belt, and I know also a good friend of mine, Bill Brown, his daughters, she was looking really good. She was playing really, really good on Saturday night in that tournament. So, well, this is all wrapped up, and now we'll see them when it really counts, outdoors.
The one other most notable thing about this tournament, you know, from just, I guess, a league standpoint or a division standpoint, is I don't believe that Petrides won a game either, which is kind of interesting since we were the top 2 teams for the last year outdoors. For neither one of us to win a game is kind of.
So what are you trying to say? Like the top 2 teams in Division I outdoors can't really play indoors, right?
Or are they washed up?
But how does Petrides? Now you want to get me going with this Petrides thing. How does Petrides end up in the second round and we're out and we were knocked out? I gotta. What's going on with that?
They might have got a little bit of home cooking.
I think they might have got a. They didn't get a win at all. They didn't get a win.
Not that I saw. I saw them get beat worse than we did.
Right.
I saw a game, I think, against the Blessed Sacrament Mermaids,
right,
where they were losing 3-0.
Yeah. Right. And they made it to the second round, and we got the exit.
It's home cooking, baby.
It's home cooking is right. We're gonna have to speak to the man Richie over there at the treaty. All right, so, but you're right. You know what? Other teams that did lose lost like 2-3-0. We only gave up 2 goals in the whole in 4 games.
If there is a bright spot, I guess that's what it is.
I always say that, Frank, and other coaches. You know, if you're just starting out, there's always a positive. You have to find something somewhere, and you know, 2 goals against in 4 games, and we're talking indoors where you could score more.
Yeah,
scoring is a lot higher. So, and give Cassie, I think, as always, played well in the first couple of games, right?
Yeah.
And Rita stepped up a little bit, you know. She may look like the backup goalkeeper, maybe even get some playing time this year. Gabriella did her normal, I think, you know, she tried. But, you know what, just chalk it up. It's behind us now. We're going outdoors and start practicing and focus on trying to at least compete for another division. I'm not going to guarantee that we're going to...
A ring for every finger?
I'm not going to guarantee. I just want to compete for another division title. Although we're not going to get anything for it, who knows how that's going to end up.
Yeah,
but
you know, at this point, you know, it looks like maybe, you know, I hate to say it, but with the loss.
Say it, Frankie. This show, everything goes. Say it.
But with the loss of obviously one of our best,
Yeah.
if not the best player, it looks like, you know, some teams could have closed the gap between us and them. And it looks like if we want to stay number one, we got to put a little bit more distance between us and number two.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to replace a player like Ellie. I don't think you can replace anyone like her. I mean, maybe I'm gonna just say no. Okay, I don't think she could be replaced. But maybe I guess a team will just have to go like 0 wins, 0 losses, and 8 ties. You know, as long as we don't lose a game.
Defense.
You get your 8 points. You get a point a game, and you go on from there. You know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll find a way to get this team ready to, you know, definitely not only myself, but you and also Demi, the coaching staff will find a way to get this team ready to go and pick up the slack. That's all you could do. If it takes 4 people back there, we'll
by
put
committee.
4, whatever. By committee is right. You know, we have a good goaltender, I think. You know, hopefully Cassie continues that. You know, she wants to play keeper. That's the backbone right there. That's the start.
Yeah.
You start from the back up. I mean, if she continues to like her position and she wants to play, then we'll just work our way up from there. You know.
That's the key, though. That's really the key, having each kid like their position.
Right.
You know, at this point, we've tried a lot of kids at a lot of different positions.
Right.
You know, not to say that you got to pigeonhole them to one position.
Right.
But it is nice if they're vaguely defined. This way you're not scrambling, you know, and just throwing the girls up there. And you want them at this age to start knowing what they're doing to a certain extent. And being able to, like, that was the great part about Ellie. She was able to kind of, like, manage the team on the field.
Exactly.
And that's something that's the biggest thing that I think needs to be replaced.
Maturity. She managed. She was like a coach on the field. You know, the maturity level on her is probably,
you know, forget about the on-field skill as far as the direction to kick the ball and making sure that half the time or 3/4 of the time it never even got to the goalkeeper. But just that, you know-how and, you know.
Well, I'm sure she's done a lot more than just practice. I'm sure she watches games at home. And we always find ourselves right here talking about a player that's gone. It's amazing. But we have to move on from that. I think it's just because we haven't played any games yet. So, but we did add a new player. Hopefully she could contribute a little bit. And, you know, we'll take it from there. All right. I'm being told we have a caller. Caller, you're on Solo Rush Soccer Report. Hello, caller. All right.
Hi, I'm Nikki from the Wildcats. Thank you for the shout out, and maybe next year I'll be a free agent.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
We're gonna start a bidding war for Nikki or what?
Yeah, I guess so. Why not? You know.
We'll start a bidding war. We'll
hopefully
when she enters free agency, we'll see if we could sign her.
You know, I was told one thing when I started as coaching. You know. Make them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
You know? So I might have to make an offer there that you can't refuse. But yeah, I mean, getting back to, you know, we just have to I think we have to, after the storm, the Sandy thing, you know, we just need to get a game under our belts again.
Yeah,
you know, feeling, just the feeling of getting back into the flow of soccer, you know, playing games. I know there's a bunch of travel games going on, but that hasn't, you know, we're not into the travel thing yet. So, all right, what else? We're done with March Madness.
Yeah.
You know what? Before we go further, I think I just want to congratulate all the producers from CTV on their Nova Awards, which were a couple of weeks ago on the 10th, actually 10 days ago from today.
Yeah.
We have I have every 2 special producers that help us with our show. We got Guy Cormier. I mean, he got an award. And as you know, Brian LaPure also got his award for, I think he got the most for the, I think it was like the most volunteer work.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, hey, Guy, you want to come out here for a second? Let's get Guy out here real quick. He received an award. He'll tell us about it.
Hey,
Hi, Guy.
why you having that guy on here, huh?
Yeah.
He's saying, hey, give me my ball back.
That's the
I
best.
want my trophy or something.
That's the best keeper in the world. Guy, I want to congratulate you on your
thank
Nova
you.
Award.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, John.
Can you tell the audience real quick, what was the award that you got?
Well, the award I got about a week as well. It's almost
10 days. 10 days,
about
exactly.
10 days ago, CTV had a Nova Award or a ceremony at the Staten. And let me tell you, that was some shindig. Let me tell you, it was the most emotional experience of my life. I didn't expect it at all, and I received a very, very special award. I got a Nova Award that was it's the very first award that was dedicated to a producer, Grace Ferranti. So I got the very first Grace Ferranti Outstanding Producer
Outstanding.
Award.
And that you are, Guy. You definitely are outstanding. Just so the viewers know, the reason why this show is on the air is because of you and also Brian LaPure, who is not here tonight because I believe he's working.
Yeah, he's working.
So you two guys get this show going for us every month. So I definitely appreciate that, and you are outstanding. And you do a lot of work for a lot of different shows.
Oh yeah, I've been constantly being busy here at CTV. Not like when I first started. It's just I've been slowing down a little bit due to my health.
Right.
So it's that. But I want to start getting back, coming to CTV a little more often and producing more shows. And I just love everybody here. I meet good people. You're a friend. I meet new friends.
Right.
Yeah, you and Frank are one of my closest friends, and I just really like doing what I do.
All right, Guy. Thank you.
You're
Again,
welcome.
keep up the good work.
Thank you, Guy.
I'm sure a lot of
Congratulations.
people
You're
here,
welcome.
a lot of shows and producers that definitely appreciate your work. You and Brian.
Oh,
All right.
thank you.
Thanks again.
And everybody, be sure to watch Guy Cormier Stories every Thursday, 7 p.m., Channel 34, and during the week, Guy's Topics.
Very good. Thank you, Guy.
See you later.
All righty. Guy, you just locked that up for me. Lock that up. Very good.
Dope, bossy.
Okay, Frank, so getting back, that's Guy Cormier, everybody. He's our technical director tonight. Getting back to, we were just talking about getting into the flow of games again. Hopefully, we got some news on the last show, I think, actually on maybe even on your show last week, that we're going to start on April 6th.
Yeah.
The weekend of April 6th or 7th or
I
5th
believe
and
it's the 6th. This is the Saturday.
But if the games are going to be scattered across the island due to Miller Field not being open yet. I did drive. Finally, I drove by Miller the other day. Actually, I'm sorry, yesterday I drove by there, and it looks normal. It looks like a regular field, but I heard that they have to do some testing and stuff like that. So, but part of the field will be open. There will be some games on Miller Field this season. Hopefully, they'll work on it and get it, straightened out by the fall. So a lot of games are going to be scattered around the island. Probably an inconvenience for a lot of people. I was talking to one coach today, actually a few hours ago, and he was telling me he was playing on concrete in one of the public schools on the cement, practicing with his team. So people doing whatever they have to do. If it's concrete, why don't we just shut down streets or something? Just play on, do whatever you got to do to find a patch of dirt to play on. That's what it looks like these days. So, but we have our spot that we're not going to announce. So, we're good. Knock on wood.
Yeah, exactly. Knock on wood.
All right, we got pretty much done with the indoor tournament, Frank. What else is going on? What's going on with your boys? Anything?
We
Richmond Town Rampage.
We've actually just wrapped up indoor practice last Saturday. We held our last indoor practice for the year, hoping that the weather would permit for us to go outside. Now the weather looks a little spotty for the weekend, so we just called it off. We're going to take a break for 1 weekend, give the kids and the parents a break, a little bit of a chance to sleep because...
well, you're a U6, right? U6 boys?
Yeah, U6
boys. All right.
So we'll give them a break for this weekend, and then we still got to find a feel for outside.
Yeah, you got to get on that because the fields are like they're taken. This one coach I was talking to earlier, not only that you have to fight with other soccer teams.
Yeah.
You got softball and whatever other baseball.
Unfortunately.
That's what he was telling me.
Yeah.
PS50 that we had spoken about.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's a small patch of dirt over there.
And that's it. So I'm actually going to take this weekend maybe to look for some spots. I'm going to try to drive around and see maybe if I can find an empty field at the time that I want to practice. Because odds are if it's not filled at 9, 10 o'clock this week, it won't be.
Right.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I think the best thing, the only thing is it's going to cost money. The best thing would probably be is to rent a gym, or that'd be the best thing. If this way you don't have to. You got your spot once or twice a week for an hour, and you don't have to worry about scrambling. I think that's the best way to go. The only thing is it's going to cost a couple of dollars,
And you just don't. You're practicing on the hardwood.
Once the weather gets warmer, there's going to be more and more teams out there.
Yeah,
it's going to be tougher.
For the
Even where we're going, it might be tough. So.
For the boys, I'm just thinking instead of doing the 2 practices like I was doing in the fall, I may just limit it to 1.
Right. If you want, Frank, I could rent you my backyard since you got the little guys. I got grass back there.
Unfortunately, I don't have much any grass in my yard.
Yeah.
So, but maybe something to think about.
Anything else going on? How's your brother's team doing? How they doing? The Raspberries. How the Raspberries doing?
The Raspberries actually just broke from their indoor practices with the Rampage. Yeah.
Right. So you guys were together.
The gym,
That's good.
And they're ready to roll too. I think they're gonna take the weekend off.
I gotta have your brother on. Maybe we could contact him and only because he is a coach and he's a coach also at Richmond Town, and I'd like to have him on. And I should have had him on for this show, but maybe definitely for the next month. We got to get him on, and we got to drill him a little bit about his team, see how he's doing.
Yeah, I mean.
Because I know soccer, it's first time to coaching, right? He did it first year.
Yeah.
He's got his. Was it 1 season or 2?
1, the fall.
Just the fall, so half a season, really. Technically, that's how they like to call it. And just get his thoughts on how that went and stuff like that. But we'll get him on. That's another guest we'll have lined up. Richmond Town Raspberry Rampage. What else in Richmond Town land? I know there's a directors meeting going on tonight. So hopefully, and we have a Richmond Town meeting scheduled for next week. So hopefully we'll find out a lot more. Unfortunately, it's not going to be until next week. As far as Richmond Town goes.
Well, that's the great part about us being referees too.
Yeah.
We get one side, and then
we get
a little bit of info about the fields.
Yeah,
and then we go to the Richmond Town meeting. We maybe get a little bit more.
Well, we should get a lot more next Tuesday because the Richmond Town meeting, and who's in charge of Richmond Town, and who's in charge of the league.
Yeah.
So we should be able to get some more info, and hopefully the schedules will be out. I checked again a little while ago, still not out yet. And I know I was talking to Richie the other day. He was telling me he's got to pull and just place teams and games all over the place. So it's taking them a little bit longer than usual because I think the schedules would have been out by now. But we all have to sit tight. It's just a wait and see. Well,
hopefully we'll make it through the season really without a hitch, and maybe we could return back to normal. The new normal, the old normal.
Well, the norm for the Richmond Town Rush is just winning divisions. That's the normal. I mean, there's no going back to that. That's what we do.
Well, no, I'm just saying as far as just field-wise, without having to worry about.
It don't matter where we practice. The norm is the norm, Frankie boy. Don't let it. I understand what you're saying.
Maybe we'll have to try to rent some space at Petrides.
You got so comfortable.
You think they'll let us practice that?
I think he would. Anything for a price. You know, just put a price on it. I understand, you know, you're talking about just going to Miller Field, being able to go there. And, you know, last year there was a time where we were on that field and the whole field was packed.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a weekday, I forget.
Yeah.
Everywhere you